Hey, I'm glad you showed up. How does it sound? How is the audio? Hey, okay, it sounds good on my end. How does it sound? How is the audio? Hey, okay, it sounds good on my end. Okay, it sounds good on my. Shut up, girl. It sounds good on my end, but it looks, unless I'm having problems with my eyes, the camera looks kind of fuzzy. Well, for one thing, I don't have my lights on. I think I'm gonna add another. I think I'm gonna add my webcam instead of the camera for this. What you say? Okay, you said I sound fine. Okay, so I was just coming in to test it to see. I think my husband fixed it. I think he got it. So I was just coming in to see if it was actually working. I think he got it. No, I never did go and change the phone. But what we think happened was when my husband added that VPN thing, we think that's what it was because he took it off. And I'm trying to make sure I took it off the phone, but I uninstalled it from the phone. I thought I had uninstalled it from the computer, but I didn't uninstall it. I had just disabled it. So he uninstalled it and did the system updates for the computer. And so I guess now it's working. I don't know, John. I don't, like I don't really know that much about computers, not like that. But it looks like he fixed it because I was able to just go right to StreamYard and go live. Where the past couple of days, I couldn't do anything on the computer. Nothing. It wouldn't even um connect with the Wi-Fi. I couldn't get it to do nothing, child. And I was mad. I was literally about to sit this computer outside in the rain. But then I was like, I don't know if this thing is paid for, so I probably shouldn't do that. Because I was mad. For real, for real. So I just came in to test it to see if it was actually working. I'm not gonna stay on long. Y'all, y'all little friend Gizmo. So he is literally allergic to protein. So that means chicken, beef, pork is no longer a staple in his diet. So he's not supposed to have chicken, beef, pork. I think he can have turkey, duck, and fish. That has to be his meat source. So, of course, the food that they gave him, which is a prescription food for dogs with sensitive skin or allergies, he does not like. Of course he don't like it. Of course he don't, because he likes chicken and he likes beef because that's what he's used to. So he is on an allergy pill, he is on a antibiotic, and then he has these drops I have to put in his ears, and then he has this spray that I have to spray on like the infected areas, which are his feet, and he has like a little spot on his hip or next on his thigh or something that has been there for a while. So I have to spray that because they're trying to get the fur to grow back in that area. Because like on that little spot, like his little hair had fell off. But it's been gone for so long, everybody just, okay, Gizmo don't have no hair right there. We we didn't trip because it's not like it was getting worse or anything like that. And he's had skin problems like basically all his life. So the doctor's trying to, make it better because his ears were itching. He was scratching his ears. He was like, it was bad, like the way he was scratching his ears and, flapping his head and stuff. It was actually keeping all of us woke at night. So he's not scratching. Um, he had a steroid shot for one. So he's not scratching. He has to go back to the doctor in 3 weeks. So he's got to take the allergy pill and an antibiotic and eat this new food. So the problem is eating this new food because he doesn't want it at all. So I'm still having to mix some of his old food, which is the food that he ain't supposed to eat, with this new food because that's the only way that he will eat it. Like the food, he will go days just without eating. He'll drink water, but you don't want him to do that because now he's taking medication and he needs to have something on his stomach. So I don't want to give him antibiotics with no food or anything on his stomach. So this whole thing has just been stressing me out, seriously. Like, you don't want to see your dog, your fur baby sick, you are trying to do everything that you think is best for your pet. Of course, you're not trying to hurt your pet in any way. And when, things are not right, of course it, throws off the whole dynamic of the family. And just the slightest thing will, cause me to have anxiety anyway. And so when the doctor told me that, he needed a steroid shot and he was going to have to take these medicines. Now I'm just, like staring at him, trying to make sure that, he's not having any reactions to the medicine. I'm trying to make sure he has enough water, in every room that he goes to. I want to make sure he has water and, everything when he goes outside to poop. I'm looking at the poop to make sure, it's not giving him diarrhea or I am stressed out. I have literally stressed myself out. So I've just been tired. If he's sleeping too sound, I'll be like, "You all right, Gizmo?" And I know Gizmo is like, "Girl, leave me alone." Shit. But like hell, I'm concerned. I may be a little bit too concerned, but I'm concerned. Well, he can have potatoes. He can have he can have white potatoes, he can have sweet potatoes, but they don't want him to have any corn or too many too much fruit. You have to limit their fruit because Gizmo is 9 years old and too much sugar, their little bodies don't process sugar the way ours do. So you have to be careful how much fruit you give him. Now, vegetables, if he'll eat like cooked carrots, pumpkin, he can have pumpkin, he can have potatoes. So, yeah, those are an option. And so we are going to introduce salmon into his diet to see if he'll eat salmon because we already tried the sardines and he won't eat those. He's like, I don't know what the hell you gave me that for. So we're going to try salmon and see if he can eat that because uh fish is good. But chicken and beef, all the things that we had been giving him are what he's allergic to. So, yeah, so I am going to, and I know that he does like potatoes. He does like potatoes. He will eat potatoes. So, I'm going to start just making some potatoes, boiling some potatoes, or doing a baked potato and cutting that up in with his food and trying that. But I mean, you never know what your pet is going to go through. Gizmo is a mixed breed. He is an all white dog. And when we first got him, the vets, had looked at him and stuff. And we knew then that he had either eczema or psoriasis. And so I had put him on steroids for a little while. And I just, he just didn't seem, I don't know, course of steroids that they had him on, it just seemed like it was too much. Like he was kind of lethargic. And I don't know, I just didn't like it. So I didn't put him on steroids again. And so the doctor is like, yeah, he should be on a course of steroids every so often or have a steroid shot. And that helps to keep that inflammation in his system down. And I'm like, me and the dog got an autoimmune disease because it just seems like that's what he's dealing with. Because I have psoriatic arthritis, which is a autoimmune disorder, and it kind of seems like what Gizmo is going through is like the same thing. So I'm not really sure yet how often he's gonna have to have these steroid shots or um you know, really what they're going to do until he goes back for his 3-week checkup because they want to see, how the medicine has helped or, if it has helped or if they're going to have to put him on another type of medication. So y'all pray for our baby. He doing good though. Other than him not wanting the food, he playing and he just came in. Come say hi to everybody. He like, I ain't coming over. Working? Yeah. I did a test. I'm testing it now to make sure that it's working. And it's working. Okay, that's good. Come here, Gizmo. He like, I'm not coming. I don't feel like fighting with him. But he here. He just came in the house. So he's playing. He's his normal self. And he's not scratching. He's not acting weird or anything, but the spots, they look the same. Like they haven't changed. His skin is still red like it always is. um I don't see any change, but I mean it was just what, Monday, I think. Yeah, that we took him. So yeah, I don't see any. I'm gonna see if y'all can see it because he's sitting. Let's see. Can y'all see him? See that little spot right there on his leg? Those little red spots right there. So yeah, they're still there. Um, They still look the same. It doesn't look like the hair is growing or anything, but maybe it's going to take some time for it to come back. Oh, and they gave me a topical spray to spray specifically on the little spots in his feet where he had been biting, because he's not scratching. He's like biting his feet because I guess they're itching or whatever. Child, we didn't try coconut oil. We tried apple cider vinegar. We tried everything topical. So the doctor said you have to clear it up from the inside. Like, this is not something that you can just treat from the outside. Like, whatever the inflammation is, they have to, kill it from the inside, or, make the inflammation go down from medicine and not just topical. Because that's how it is with psoriasis and, eczema. If you're not changing your diet, no matter how much coconut oil or, cream, tropical cream you put on, you're not going to kill that. And psoriasis is the same way. Psoriasis has to be treated from the inside. It can't just be treated topically. It won't go away like that. So I'm pretty sure whatever is going on with him is the same thing. But I mean, as long as he's up and he's playing and, we can get him to eat something, then he's okay. He's still drinking water. He's still, really active. His eyes look good. So, I just want all of this stuff to be over. And I was just mad because my computer wasn't working. I was just frustrated, but it looks like we back. We back. So y'all, I have really been catching up on this Nature Boy situation. I did not realize how far back and how many people have been affected by this whole situation. Like, I really did not. Okay, so I kind of remember when all of this stuff was going on, when they were in the jungle or Costa Rica or wherever they were. I kind of remember it then. I kind of remember people talking about carbonation then. But I wasn't real, for whatever reason. I guess I was just living my life and I just was like, I'm not, I don't know how I couldn't have gotten, into that, because I don't like how people have been treated in cults and stuff, but I've always been interested in, people who have survived cults, or documentaries about cults and, cult leaders, and how people get caught up in the whole cult situation. Because one of my mother's very good friends was in the Guyana Jim Jones situation. And my mother actually went with her to see Jim Jones in San Francisco when he, was getting the people together, and it was like just getting started. The movement was just getting started. Like, she went with her friend to listen to him. And at the time, my mother was like, no, I don't know nothing about, and, she has this like, she had this like distrust for white people anyway. So she didn't get caught up in that, but her friend did, and her friend lost her life. I think it was like her friend, and I think she took her daughter and grandson and something. But anyway, she did not survive. She was one of the people that didn't survive. And so where we used to live in Oakland, some of the people, a lot of the people who went with Jim Jones from the Bay Area are buried in the cemetery not too far from where we used to live, not where we live now. And you could go over there. There is a, whole memorial site just for the people who um were killed there. There's a kind of, I don't want to say monument, but everyone knows that these were the people. I guess they're all buried in a mass grave um at the cemetery in Oakland. So cults, I guess because that happened when I was young, it was like I became interested in how people, get off into that kind of stuff. And I just don't understand how I missed this whole carbonation thing. Cause I probably would have, been watching. I don't know. I was living my own life, child. I was probably going through one of them phases where if it don't affect me, I ain't tripping off of it because I do go through those kind of phases. And then I go through phases where I'm nosy and I want to be up in everybody's business. So I guess it wasn't then, but it is now. So I have been going back watching some of the other watching some of the videos, not really trying to get caught up, but really trying to get the backstory of this whole situation to kind of see, like, I haven't went back far enough to like the beginning to see like how all this stuff started, but from what I can see, is he was able to get a lot of people together. And, these were people from different walks of life, and he was able to manipulate them, unfortunately. He got a lot of um not only weak-minded women, but men also. And that was kind of like the part that I was really surprised about, is you can get black men and break them down to the point where you are mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing them also. So it wasn't just a situation where you had a bunch of young, immature black women being abused, but you had a bunch of young, immature black men going through that same level of abuse. And I was really floored at the way that he is talking to some of these men. Like, it is crazy to watch. Some of these videos, I was floored, floored, because I can see the women wanting, his attention. He's presenting himself as a god, and as the savior, and as the bringer of this knowledge, and it's knowledge that anybody can get themselves. None of us are any closer. There is not one person on this earth who is closer to God than you. We all have a connection to God. Our relationships to God may be different. Like, some people may, choose to pray more often, or really, really dedicate their lives to, doing the work of the Lord. And then you may have some people who just pray on Sundays, or just read their Bibles once a week. And then, you get into people feeling like, well, I read my Bible every day, so I'm closer to God than you. If you don't even pick up your Bible that often, you a lie. We all kids. We are all kids of the king. We are all his children. And just like I have two kids, I have one child who is more successfully financially or by the standards of the world successful than my other child, but I don't love him anymore. I don't look at him any different than I do my other child. Now, I do want my other child to be, financially stable as his brother, but I don't love him any more than his brother. And that's the same way that God looks at us. Just because you have a whole bunch of complicated words and theories and your mind sees things in a certain way does not put you on a pedestal over other people, and that's what we have to start teaching our kids. We are all connected to the Most High. Even the uncomplicated thinkers like myself have a very deep rooted connection to God. I don't have to prove to you what my connection to God is by using a whole bunch of big words and theories and speaking on shit that half the time don't even make no sense. It don't take all that. Just like my mama used to go to church, and when we used to come home, she would always talk about the person that shouted the most that Sunday. She would be like, "It don't even take all that." Now she didn't have to do all that. She didn't have to do all that running up and down the church. She just wanted to be seen. And that's what it is with most people. They do all of that kind of stuff because when you tell them that, oh, yeah, you sound good, that makes sense, that's stroking that person's ego. And what the Bible even speaks on, if you do things to get your rewards here, you storing up your rewards here on earth, you ain't gonna get nothing when you get up there because you didn't already got your reward. So I'm not out here trying to put myself above anybody else and pretend like the things that I have been through is so much greater than the stuff that no, I'm a normal person just like everybody else. My connection to God ain't no deeper than yours. We all on the same level. We all his kids. He just got a whole bunch of kids. And he love us all the same. No matter how many books you done read, how many Qurans you own, how many Bibles you have in 50, 11 different translations and versions and everything, he still don't love you no more than he love me. You ain't nobody. We are but filthy rags in the eyesight of God. You ain't nobody. You ain't nobody special. And all this, all that's nothing. That means absolutely nothing. When I was, what is this? Ding, 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 ding. Like I was looking at one video, and they was making some kind of little noise. I mean, they sound like little birds in the back chirping. Ding, 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 ding. Huh? I'm not about to stand up there doing that kind of stuff behind somebody looking stupid as hell. Ding, 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 ding. If I did that, like if I was legit there and I did that video and I saw myself on the playback, I would be like, God. But see, I'm the type of person when someone is saying something stupid that I legit don't understand, I don't have a poker face. So if you say something to me that does not make any sense, you're literally going to be able to see that on my face. That I'm gonna be looking at you like you're crazy. And I did see the video where there was an older lady there, and I guess she stopped taking her medication while she was in the jungle with them. She wasn't taking her heart medication. She had a heart problem or whatever, and she stopped taking her meds and she passed away while she was there. See, that would have been it for me. But see, for me, I never would have been in a jungle living in a tent talking about, oh, this is our connection to earth. You can go to the park and take your shoes off and have a very deep connection to earth right there. You got grass in your backyard. Take your shoes off, walk out in your backyard, and step on that grass with your bare feet. You're making a connection to earth. We are all connected to earth. We live here. Gravity keeps us connected to earth. If not, we would float away. We're connected. We're grounded. It don't take much. If you want a deeper grounding, take your shoes off, walk outside your house, get off that hardwood floor or linoleum or carpet or whatever. Take your shoes off and go outside. That's your grounding right there. Right there. Park, backyard, anything where there's something growing, grass, trees. You don't have to go all the way to Costa Rica or Mexico or wherever to have a connection to the earth. We live on the earth. We're here. We're grounded. You don't have to go anywhere special to talk to God. God is you're not going to be any closer to God in Puerto Rico than you are in California. You're not. You just not. So you don't have to travel anywhere to meet God. God will meet you where you are. Omnipresent. He can be anywhere. He can be in Puerto Rico and Oakland, California at the same time because he's God. Now, if this dude who calls himself Three God, deep, 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 if he was who he said he was, he would be out of jail. Just like Jesus was killed. Okay. And then on the third day, he got up. When they came to check on him, the stone had been moved. And he had to put his clothes on and got up out of there. Three God would be able to do the same thing. You can't hold me. Death couldn't hold Jesus. But the prison system can hold Three God. And then his followers are still like, he's doing this on purpose. He's doing this to make a point. What is the point? I need to know what the point is. What's the point of him getting locked up? Gizmo over there tearing that blanket up. You can't get comfortable? You having a hard time? Fix it, Poochie. So yeah, this is a very, very interesting situation, because now that he is in jail, I don't know if the people were scared to speak up while he was free. I don't know if they, if he had said some things to them that if they talked, they could be hurt or whatever. But now that he is locked up, older members of, well, people who got away from the cult are speaking on their experiences and stuff while they were there. And some of that stuff is just crazy. It's just crazy. Like not having enough food. And the one young lady whose baby was supposedly stillborn. It's just a lot. God, dog. I mean, it's a whole This is a whole Lifetime movie. Like, this is a whole documentary. Did I say hi to y'all? Hey, everybody. This is a whole documentary. Aquarius Goddess said they're collecting bail money as we speak. But he's on a no bail. Um, his charges, he can't make bail, right? I thought one of the charges you can't bail out for that. Hey Naya. So I don't think he can get out. I don't think he can. I think he has at least one of those charges. He's got to wait until he go to court. So this is going to be interesting if he gets out or if he actually does time. Because one of the young ladies, the young lady that is, I don't know how many wives he actually legally has, but the one young lady, Velvet, I think is her name, said that she was forced to marry him in Las Vegas. So it looks like she is technically his legal wife. Now, if these other women, he just took them as wives because they, are part of the cult, that's different. But if he actually legally married her, then she's his only real wife. The other people are just like sister wives or, whatever. But she said she was forced to. You're not going to force me to marry you, for one. You're not. I'm not going to sign the papers. And if we had got to Vegas, I would have found somebody to end that situation right then. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure they are begging because they do want him to get out of jail. He do have some people that want him to come back. But it's my understanding that they are getting evicted from that house in Georgia on the 30th. And I'm pretty sure the homeowners association and the people that live in that cul-de-sac or whatever you want to call it, I'm pretty sure they want them to go. Because now that this has made the news, I'm pretty sure they're the news cars and vans and you know that area has probably gotten more attention than what they really wanted it to get. So I'm pretty sure they probably do want them out of there. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad she was able to take their child and get away from him. I'm really happy for her. And people were saying stuff like, oh, well, she was able to get away once, but she went back. I mean, there are a lot of people that go back to their abusers. It's not, sometimes women don't just leave their abusers and stay going. There are a lot of stages in domestic violence, and part of it is some of that is guilt. You start to feel guilty. The person then tells you that they're not going to do the things that they were doing, and then they had that baby, and his whole thing was, I want to be with my baby, I don't want you to take my baby. And she's like, I don't want to be the black woman that takes her baby from the black man, because the black man is always having problems with their kids, and all of these guilt trips he was probably putting on her. And then yeah, she went back. But yeah, Stockholm syndrome. where these people actually love their abusers. That's a mental illness. I mean, and it's real. Like, some people really think that mental illness, like, there's no such thing as mental illness. When people do things, that are just outside of how we really think they should act, then they're just acting that way. They don't have to do that. Like, there's not anything going on with them. Like, I know someone that is a hoarder, and the people in her family thinks that she can just stop doing it. They don't think that, okay, this person has a problem. They think she should just be able to stop. You know it's wrong, so stop doing it. No, the person has a mental illness. There's something going on there. You can't just stop doing certain things. Just like me, I know that I shouldn't eat certain things, or, I should be trying harder to lose weight, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I want to have my Sprite. Only have one. You don't want to. Yeah, you want to go back to your abuser because your abuser has planted these seeds in your mind that have actually grown. That's why you don't let people plant seeds in your mind. You should be the only one that has control over your mind. You should never allow anyone to control your mind or your body. Women, you don't give your passport to anybody. Once a man, so give me your passport, give me your ID, give me your no, you that no, you don't do that. You never allow someone to put you in a position where you are totally dependent on them. That's when you know things are going wrong. Give me your passport so you can't leave me. Give me your ID. Give me your this. Give me your, I want to hold this. I want to do this. I want to be the one to do this. You're my. No, you don't belong to anybody. I don't belong to my husband. I'm his wife, not his property. I have my own ID. I have my own driver's license. It has my name on it. Mine. So why would you be the one holding it? You don't put yourself in a position where another person has that much control over you. And if the person is telling you that they want to do that, that should be a major red flag for you. But going to another country, putting yourself in a position where you are giving another person that much power over you, you don't have your own money, you can't control your money. I mean, they even said he was like controlling their food. He was eating all day, every day, but they were eating like one meal a day, stretching bags of beans and rice because my Wi-Fi is tripping. Because and I'm trying to make sure it doesn't go off on the computer. Because he was okay, so that's just the Roku. He was They were just eating like beans and rice and fruit and stuff, but he was eating all day and literally controlling what they were eating. I'm grown. If I'm hungry, I'm going to eat. And I don't need another person telling me how much I can and cannot eat as an adult. I'm an adult. If I want to eat, I'm going to eat. And if I have to take medication, like, I'm not about to go somewhere anywhere and someone tells me, hey, you need to stop taking your thyroid medicine and get grounded. And if you ground yourself, it'll heal your thyroid. Okay, for one thing, I don't even have a thyroid. And me standing on the grass and my feet touching the soil of Costa Rica is not going to heal my hypothyroidism. I'm not going to stop taking my medicine for anybody. And when someone tells you that kind of stuff, that should be a automatic red flag. Automatic. Aquarius goddess said women were leaving their children in the States following him. And I was looking at some of the interviews of people, people were saying, well, how did you even meet this dude? Like, how did you come to realize who he was? And people were saying, oh, well, I saw his videos. And I think that was the thing. Like, I did see a couple of his videos like years ago, and he just sounded like a rambling idiot to me. He he just was not making any sense at all. None of that stuff he was saying made any sense. And you know what's funny is today I saw a video. It was supposed to have been a letter that he wrote to Carbonation. Now, they refer to everything of the white man, the white man's law as being Babylon and all of this kind of stuff. So in the letter, he was like quoting the Bible, quoting scriptures, and, saying, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Isn't that Babylon? Isn't that Babylonian teachings? Because you don't want to live around Babylon. That's Christianity. How did you go from being God to, the teachings of Babylon? Yeah, he was recruiting them off of Instagram and I guess off of YouTube also back in the day. So now they're like their videos are on, is it Bigo or Bingo? It's some child. Where all them things be flashing and it's just, oh, okay. So let me go back to what I was saying. So this one young lady, I don't know if this was Velvet or the other girl who said that she was in college and saw this fool and was intrigued by what he was saying. And I guess one of the other girls, she was making videos while she was in college. And one of the other girls that was already with Carbonation saw her videos, told Eligio, and he wanted her. And so that was how she ended up coming. But other people said that they Bigo Live. Okay. Other people said that they saw him on Instagram or YouTube or whatever, and I guess they were contacting him, and it wasn't Velvet, it was one of the other girls. Then they that was how they got there, because she was telling her story about um it's so many players in this now. If I get the names wrong, just let me know. But this young lady was telling her story about she was in college and she left college to be with these idiots. She left college. She was making videos from her dorm. And I think she said she was posting them either to Facebook or to YouTube. And that was how she kind of got wrangled in with the group. So, I mean, he has had people from, it looks like, all walks of life. But that's how it is when, you know, the cult leader can get people from, I mean, just like Jim Jones. Jim Jones had nurses, he had accountants, he had all type of people. It wasn't, how they tried to make it seem like he only had people who were like poor and people on welfare and social security and all of that kind of stuff. He had all kind of people. Now, yeah, he did have some of those people who were like giving them his social security checks and, all of this kind of stuff. But he had regular people too. Anybody can get caught up in wanting to do something different with their lives and really wanting to, get away from the rat race of their everyday life to go into something more natural and more healing and more holistic, when you just don't know that you can do that shit at home. You don't have to go to some far away country to, get away from everything. Just unplug. You don't have to be on social media. You don't have to get on Instagram every morning. You don't have to look on Facebook. You don't have to look on YouTube. You don't. You can unplug. You can turn your computer off. You can turn your phone off. You can turn your TV off. All of these things have an on and off switch. Turn the shit off and don't deal with it. There's your peace and tranquility right there. Go to the park, unplug, go to the water, meditate, read your Bible, journal, but turn your TV off. Turn off your phone. Turn it off. Leave it. You don't have to go in the backyard or you don't need your phone to meditate unless you want to play like some meditation music or something like that. But if you don't want to meditate to music, leave your phone in the house. Leave your computer in the house. Go outside in your backyard and sit down and meditate. Go to the park. If you don't have a backyard, go to the park and meditate. Go sit by the water, but leave your phone in the car. There are ways to unplug. You don't have to be plugged in. You don't. And I think that's what a lot of you younger people don't understand is you don't have to. You can turn this shit off. You don't have to watch YouTube. You don't have to be in drama. You don't have to be up in somebody's face. You don't have to have them in your face. You don't have to see what's going on Instagram. You don't have to be on Facebook seeing what your friends are doing. Who cares? I don't care what people are doing. And that's when you become enlightened and happy, when you stop caring about what other people think about you, what other people are doing, what other people are going to say about you, what other people think you're driving, what other people think you're wearing. Who gives a shit? Okay, so you have a $2,000 Chanel purse. Who cares? My purse came from Walmart. It can hold the same, they're serving the same purpose. I'm putting my stuff in there so I don't have to carry it in my hands. So what, yours says Chanel and mine is a unicorn. Who gives a shit? No one cares. You out here trying to make yourself look good or portray this image that people don't even care about. No one cares that you drove to Walmart in a Mercedes. No one gives a damn. There's too many cars in the parking lot. I'm too busy shopping and coming out of the store after I done bought all this unnecessary shit. Now I got to figure out where I park my car. I don't care that you just got out of a Mercedes. I don't give a damn. I legit don't. But you think that people do. Like you really out here thinking that people are looking at you, people are examining your what shoes you got on. Oh, I got on the newest Jordans. I don't give a damn. I didn't even know that the lighting is changing because this weather is looking like it's about to rain. So if it gets darker, I don't have my big light on and the lighting is changing. No one cares which Jordans you have on. No one cares. No one cares about anything. You know why? Because we're all too busy living our own lives to give a damn about your new Jordans. No one gives a damn. You could have just went to Walmart and bought you 4 or 5 pair of shoes because no one cares. No one even saw your new Jordans. Like you went 50, 11 dozen places. And out of all them places that you went to, probably only one person saw the fact that you had the new Jordans on. You know why? Because no one else gives a damn. They don't. And until you realize that, until you let that sink in, you're going to always be out here trying to impress other people who don't give a damn, who could care less about your Jordans, your Guess, your Chanel, your Louis Vuitton, your Hermes, your Cartier, we don't care. Normal people don't care. Don't give a damn. Because it's not changing who you are as a person. You still that crappy person with a $2,000 purse. You're still that un you're still that person who is searching for spiritual enlightenment. You just got a $3,000 purse. So Aquarius said, unfortunately, the younger generation will not reach Christ consciousness because they're plugged into materialism. Right. You're not going to reach any type of spiritual enlightenment because you're too busy trying to find it here, and it's not there. It's not there. You're too busy, searching for it, or you're too busy trying to make it so damn complicated. Like, oh my God, I'm so much more spiritual than you because I use big words and I wear 1,000 crystals. I have every crystal in my collection. Like, oh my God, I'm watching sometimes I watch crystal haul videos, and you get these people on here don't even have a clue what the crystal is for. It's just pretty. I was looking at this young lady, she was making bracelets, and she was trying to make herself seem so spiritual and enlightened and stuff, and didn't even have a damn clue what the bracelets were that she was making. She was like, I know that these are crystals, but I don't really know which ones they are, but they really help me stay grounded. But you don't know what they are? How are they helping you stay grounded if you don't even know what they are? Because you haven't even taken the time to do any research to see what they are and how they're helping you to stay grounded. Yeah, I'm going to wear what I want. I don't care what I don't, like I have my own style. I'm not trying to conform to the style that is constantly changing anyway. Like you can't never keep up with the just have your own style and your own flair. Wear what you want to wear. If it makes you happy, wear it. If it makes you happy to put opposing patterns together, wear that. If it makes you happy to put opposing colors together, but these are colors that you enjoy wearing, wear that. Do yellow and green go together? Who knows? But I'm gonna do it though. And until you can get to that point and not worry about what other people feel about you, how other people feel you're connected to source or divine energy, or whatever you want to call it, until you get to that point, you will forever be unhappy, because you will forever be trying to live up to other people's expectations of you, other people's expectations of how you should view God, other people's expectations of how close you are to God. Because I notice a lot of people too, and I had posted this on my community tab this morning. It is a lot of people that feel like they are closer to God for some reason. God loves me. God is always protecting me. God is always doing this for me. God is doing that shit for all of us. God is protecting all of us. Just because you have a hiccup, or you may have a car accident or whatever, and some people may look at you and be like, well, God wasn't protecting you. Yeah, he was. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. The car accident didn't kill me. God was still protecting me. Things happen. This life is not, nowhere in the Bible did it say we were all going to be walking on clouds and roses and, unicorns and sprinkles and stuff every day. We're all going to have trials and tribulations, but God still loves us the same. Things happen. But just because you're living in a situation where things may not be happening to you right now does not mean that you are closer to God than I am. We're all his children. We're all on the same level. And until people understand that, there will always be cult leaders. Because until people understand that you are no closer to God than I am, there will always be cult leaders. And I want you guys to understand that we all on the same level. I ain't no closer to God than you. The only difference between me and you is the wisdom that I have accumulated in these 57 years that I have been on this earth. If you're 20 and I'm 57, of course I've had more life experience than you. That's the only difference. But that life experience does not even put me closer to God than you. That's it. That's it. I have more life experience and wisdom. I have been through more things than you have. Now, you may have been through different things, but when you add those things up, because I've been here 57 years and you only been here 25 years, I have an accumulation of things more than you. But that's not saying you haven't been through anything. You may have been through some things that I haven't been through. Like maybe you smoke crack. I ain't never smoked crack. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with someone that smoke crack. I'm just saying that that is a thing that I've never been through. So yeah, our experiences may be different, but I have more life experience than you. But my life experience does not put me in a position where I'm closer to God than you. I've had more time to be with God. I've had more time to build a relationship, but that does not say that he loves me any more than he loves you. I would be crazy if I said that. And if I said that, I would hope you would come to me and say, "Oh, Monsieur, what did you mean by that?" Y'all, so my granddaughter think this is funny. Now, she has started calling me Omo Shun, in a joking way, instead of calling me Granny. Like we're talking, and she'll say, "Okay, Omo Shun," and I'm like, "Okay, girl, you don't let this teenager thing um get you choked up, because Omo Shun will act crazy with you." Okay, everybody seems to be obsessed with how other people see God and how they worship. I believe in Mother God and Father God, and it makes people angry. Then I wouldn't care. If that's your belief, that's your belief. If you believe in both genders, if you believe in them separately, both genders, that's your belief. And if they think you crazy, then they think you crazy. I wouldn't care. If that was my belief, I wouldn't care. Now that's not my belief, because I believe that both genders are one. But if that's the way you see it, then no, she is not. She is not. At this point, she is not interested in um anything. None of my grandkids, none of them, the ones that are really old enough to understand religion, they all know who I am. They all know what I do. But no, they're not interested. And that's fine. They don't have to be. Naya, to me, it's all about accepting and loving people where they are. I implement all religions and a lot of me into my being. Now, I'm accepting of all religions. Whoever you tell me that you worship, or whatever you tell me that you believe in, I'm extremely respectful of that. My What I do is strictly Christianity, and either a form of Santeria and Ifa and Hoodoo. That's basically as far as I go. That works for me. You know what I mean? That's how I get down. Now my husband is not even interested in any form of African traditional religion. He's not into it. He's not interested in it um in any way. Like, of course he respects my belief, but no, no one in my family is but me. I'm a lone wolf. And I don't care. These are my beliefs. This is um what I want to do with my life, and what my grandkids want to do with their life is on them. But they are young. Like, she's only 13. So who knows what she will decide to do um later in life. And if she decides to go that route, I will be there for her. Now, is she interested in what I do sometimes? Yes. Has she asked questions? Yes. But as far as, you know, wanting lekes, or wanting to have, that part of it, no. Have you met other people in Santeria? Yeah, I used to belong to a house. I know a lot of people that practice either Santeria, Ifa, Voodoo, um, Hoodoo. Yeah, um, a lot of people. Not a whole lot, but yeah. I mean, my one of my best friends is a priest. So yeah, I do know people that um practice. So that's it. The majority of my family knows. Some people don't want to know, and I don't press it. My grandkids know, um, and they're not interested, and I'm fine with that. That's fine with me. I mean, and if they change their mind later on in life, I'm here. You know, um, recently my granddaughter asked for waist beads. I'm here to make them for her. So you just never know what your kids will be interested in. The only thing I say is if you have kids and you are a spiritual person, just drop nuggets. You don't have to beat them across the head with your spirituality, but just drop nuggets, drop seeds, and water them, and eventually it will grow. But situations like this, I think these are the type of things that you should tell your kids. You should, if you have, especially girls, you should tell them that, there are people out here who will manipulate you, who will try you on a spiritual level, on an emotional level, all of this kind of stuff. This is stuff we should be telling our children so that they can avoid it. You are connected to God. You don't need anybody else to connect you to God. There's already a connection. Now, do you have need someone to guide you spiritually? Yes, but even in that, you have to be careful when once your spiritual advisor starts to cross the line and want to abuse you or take your money or have sex with you, they not your spiritual advisor. They're just a person out here trying to have a come up. Me and my kids go to the Botanica together. We practice what is natural to us, and that works for you. That works for you. I think I used to take my kids when they were growing up to the Botanica. Yeah, I know I did. And my kids have been to um ceremonies with me when they were young, like when they were teenagers. So they have been around Santeria and Ifa, and they were never like, oh, I want to do this, or whatever. My oldest son Obatala did come forward and ask for him, but at the time he wasn't ready, and he's in his both of my kids are in their 30s now, and they haven't been to a ceremony, I don't think, since they were probably in their late teens, like 19, 20, something like that. But yeah, they have been to Botanicas. They like just get candles and incense and that kind of stuff, but nothing like really serious. And then my youngest son, I think for a while, he was with this girl that was, she was vegan, she had dreads, she was like really natural, into like natural products, and eating clean. She was vegan, so of course she was eating clean. And a little bit of that rubbed off on him, but not a whole lot. And she was really young. They were young at the time. I think he was like either 17 or 18 years old. and she found out that I was a child of Oshun, and I think she was like just kind of getting into African spirituality. And so that, that was kind of interesting because at the time, was I making videos then? I don't think so. I don't think I was making videos then. But, at the time the girl was like, "You don't even know who your mom is, do you?" And he was like, "Yeah, my mom." That's the response that my kids mostly give, like that's my mom. She may be a child of Oshun, but she my mama first. So yeah, they're not into that. So I don't know. I am definitely going to be watching. Where you going? Where you going, Gizmo? I'm definitely going to be watching um this whole thing because I want to see how it plays out. Aquarius Goddess said, "My daughter introduced us to Eligio because of his regurgitated teachings. She strayed away when he started going left, but like you said, it was like a lifetime movie, and I watched the whole fell. I think you meant apart. Yeah, this is crazy. This probably will end up being some type of documentary. I bet you it will because this is crazy. Because the media has picked up this story. The media in Atlanta, they have picked up this story, and I bet you because I heard that they have been reaching out to people, on YouTube, like this one T channel on YouTube who is really posting, and I have been watching her channel. That's where I've been. Let me see if I can find it. That's basic, not you, Canva. That's basically where um I've been. The what's the name must be acting up because now my phone is acting up. Oh, no, that ain't it. I was gonna say her channel is the T, but that's not it. He about to start barking. Oh, her channel is called the T. The T. Yeah, her channel is called the T. She's been posting the videos, older videos, and that's how I've been kind of catching up on the story. And I heard that the news media reached out to her for some of her videos. So I'm just kind of getting, bits and pieces of information because I don't have Bigo and I'm not going over there trying to watch no videos and stuff. Naya said, "I feed and my ancestors. I'm trying to build a relationship with them. However, I'm not consistent. So that's why I don't know about practicing E5." Well, yeah, if you're not consistent, then it's gonna be it's going to be hard for you to, do anything um seriously. Like if you're initiated into something, then you have to get to a point where you're serious. For what you're doing now, that's fine. your ancestors know that you're busy. Just like now, I don't, right now specifically, I don't have my ancestor altar set up like I did before we moved, but I had a sat down and had a very detailed conversation with my ancestors before we moved to let them know what was going on. I even went to the cemetery to talk to my mama and told her what was happening, so they know. As long as you let them know, hey, I'm busy right now, this is what's going on, talk to them just like they're still here. If you have your altar set up, if you can't do anything but sit out a cup of coffee in the morning, make an extra cup of coffee when you make your coffee and put that on your altar in the morning. Give them some of your breakfast. At least do something. So right now, things are a little different for me because we're, in a kind of transition phase. We're looking for a house for the new people that are here. We're staying with, well, they're my in-laws, but they're my husband's, it's my husband's mom and dad. We're staying at their house right now, so we're in kind of like a transition phase. And my ancestors understand that. Now my in-laws are Christians, so things are different here than they would be if it was, my house. And they understand that. Don't get caught up on the formalities so much that you forget that, your connection is spiritual, and spiritual is not something that is going to be the same for everybody. Yeah, just talk to them more often. Start with a cup of coffee. If that's all you can do, do that. Don't get caught up in oh, well, she's doing more than me. She's making breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Her ancestors love her more than my ancestors love me. No, don't get caught up in what somebody else is doing. Do your thing. Have a relationship with your ancestors may not even want to be bothered like that. They may not want a whole meal. They may just want a cup of coffee or a Coke or some church mints or something. Because your ancestors ain't her ancestors. My ancestors ain't yours. My ancestors don't really like to be bothered. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to be bothered by nobody but me. They don't want all that extra fluff and pomp and circumstance and all that kind of stuff. They don't want all that. Now, yours may. Your ancestors may want you to catch the Holy Ghost every morning and play church songs. My ancestors don't want all that stuff. They all that running and jumping and bucking like my mama. No, she don't want all that. So you got to know your family, your ancestors, how your ancestors want to be treated. Yeah, dollar store candles. Don't be going out buying, you don't have to go to the Botanica and get candles and then they want to charge you for dressing the candles. You don't have to do all that. Just go get you a white candle from the dollar store. Call it a day. That's as far as you have to go. It don't have to have glitter and crystals and all this come to me oil and hold me close oil and dominate me oil. All you don't need all that shit. Okay, well, if that's what you can do, Naya, that's what you do, sweetheart. You don't, if that's all you have right now, that's all you can do right now, then do that. At least you're doing something. Don't get caught up with what everybody else is doing. People have these, spectacular altars that they're showing on social media. That don't mean shit. They got all these doodads and trinkets and stuff, and ain't no closer to their ancestors than you are. And the majority of them are just doing that for show anyway. So, and Don't look at what other people are doing. It's nice to watch other people's videos, but don't look at what other people are doing and wish that you could do what they're doing or think what they're doing is what you're supposed to be doing, because what they doing ain't what you supposed to be doing. You doing what you supposed to be doing. You're where you're supposed to be. Where you are is where you're supposed to be. Where they are is where they're supposed to be. If they got a huge altar with all the accoutrements and magic wands and capes and all kind of stuff, then that's where they're supposed to be. Let them be happy and all of that kind of stuff. If you don't have it, you just don't. You don't have it, you don't need it.
Must be working that good, man.
It's working, child. But the TV is messing up. The Roku ain't.
Let's pick our struggles right now.
Okay. He was like, one struggle at a time, girl. I done got your computer working. I done got your computer working now. God damn. Now your Roku tripping.
Pick a struggle.
Okay, I'm gonna go out here and see what's going on with this Roku though. Cause the TV gotta work too. Now, y'all can't get together. Then got one thing working and then the TV just like, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to do it. You have your computer now. That's all you need. What's the matter, Poopy? What's the matter? You wanna go outside? All right, y'all. I'm tired and my mouth getting dry. Hi, Adventures of Greatness. You came in late, sweetheart, but the video will be up. You can watch the replay. Yeah, put some cigarettes up there. Whatever you want to put. Put you a Black and Mild, a cigar, cigarette, either one. It don't matter. Start out slow. Okay, you know what, y'all? We're gonna talk about the whole altar setup and all of that stuff tomorrow because my throat getting dry and I don't really like to push too much. Once my throat starts to get dry and stuff, I like to be like, all right, that's it. So if I didn't answer your question today, if you want to email me, oh, I'm just typing. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. If I didn't answer your question, you can email me there and I will email you back. I always email everybody back. Okay. So if you didn't get your question answered today and it's just that important that you got to get it answered today, you can email me and I'll let you know. If not, bring your question and we will go through all of this tomorrow. Thank you guys for being here. If you did not like this video, please like this video before you hang up, because I would like for you to, because it helps the channel. And if you're not a member of the channel and you want to become a member of the channel, click the join button. The tiers are there that tells you what you will get a chance to receive if you become a member of the channel. And for the people who are members and you did not get your reading for the month, please email me so that you can get your reading for the month before this month is over, so you can get on the calendar. If you want a specific day that you have your reading on, let me know and I can put your name on the calendar for that specific day, and that will be your day every month to receive your reading. So let me know and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you so much. Thank you. Bye.